পর মুখ্যমন্ত্রী জানতে পারছেন। এটা দুর্ভাগ্যজনক মন্তব্য লোকসভা তৃণমূলের দলনেতা সুদীপ বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়ের।
কেন্দ্রীয় সরকারের প্রতিনিধি দল যদি কোনো রাজ্যে আসতে চায় প্রথা মেনে যথাযথভাবে, তাহলে তারা স্বাগত। দিল্লির প্রতিনিধিরা আগে পৌঁছে যাচ্ছে, তারপরে মুখ্যমন্ত্রী খবর পাচ্ছে। এটা দুর্ভাগ্যজনক। কেন্দ্রীয় সরকারের ঘোষিত প্রতিটি কর্মসূচিকে রাজ্য সরকার যেভাবে মেনে চলছেন, সেই রাজ্য সরকারকে একটা যুদ্ধকালীন অবস্থার মুখোমুখি করে দেওয়ার কি এমন প্রয়োজন পড়লো? 7টি জেলাকে সামনে তুলে নিয়ে এসে প্রত্যেকটি জেলাতে কেন্দ্রীয় প্রতিনিধিরা গিয়ে কি অনুসন্ধান করবে, কি তারা দেখতে চান, কি তাদের উদ্দেশ্য, কেন তারা এলেন, এই আলোচনাটা রাজ্য সরকারের সঙ্গে করে নেওয়া যেত না? মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর সঙ্গে না হলেও মুখ্য সচিবের সঙ্গে, স্বরাষ্ট্র সচিবের সঙ্গে করে নেওয়া যেত না? গেলে তো সবটাই সুষ্ঠুভাবে সম্পন্ন হতে পারত, কোথাও কোনো বিরোধের ব্যাপার ছিল না।
সেটা হচ্ছে যে সুদীপ বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় প্রধানমন্ত্রীর সঙ্গে রাজনৈতিক দলের বৈঠকে অংশ নিয়েছিলেন এবং সেখানে তিনি বারবার বলেছেন যে করোনা মোকাবিলায় পশ্চিমবঙ্গ কেন্দ্রের সঙ্গেই আছে, কিন্তু এই মোকাবিলা করার জন্য যে টাকার দরকার সেই টাকা পাওয়া যাচ্ছে না। তো কেন্দ্রীয় সরকার, কেন্দ্রীয় না, এটাতে সুদীপদার কি মন্তব্য? আর সেকেন্ড কোশ্চেন, as per Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's letter to PM, the central interministerial team reached Kolkata by cargo flight. Though it's a special arrangement, ICMR chief scientist says the asymptomatic 80% people can be corona positive. So how can anybody be sure that these 4-5 people of central team are so safe and cannot be a carrier of the dangerous virus? Your comments. 2 questions. One Sudeep da, second Derek.
আচ্ছা, আমি আমারটা বলে নিই সন্দীপ।
হ্যাঁ বলুন।
আমরা যোগ দিয়েছিলাম, আমি নিজে ভিডিও কনফারেন্সে প্রধানমন্ত্রীর সঙ্গে, এবং সেখানে বলেছিলাম যে 25,000 কোটি টাকার একটা প্যাকেজ আপনাদের কাছে পাওনা আছে। তার সঙ্গে অতিরিক্ত আরো 36,000 কোটি টাকার প্রশ্ন এর সঙ্গে যুক্ত ছিল, এবং সেগুলো খুব স্পষ্টভাবে তার কাছে উপস্থাপিত করা হয়, এবং সাথে সাথে এ বিষয়েও প্রধানমন্ত্রীকে এবং ভারত সরকারকে নিশ্চিন্ত করা হয় যে পশ্চিমবঙ্গ সরকারের সঙ্গে অন্যান্য ক্ষেত্রে নানাবিধ মতপার্থক্য, মতবিরোধ যাই থাকুক না কেন, আমাদের তরফ থেকে কিছু সুনির্দিষ্ট মতামত দিয়েছিলাম, যার মধ্যে যুক্ত ছিল দিন আনে দিন খাই মজুরদের সমস্যার প্রতি বিশেষভাবে নজর দিতে, সমস্ত জেলায় জেলায় যাতে সারা দেশের রাজ্যে রাজ্যে যেন এই পরীক্ষা নিরীক্ষার ব্যাপারে যে কিটস গুলো দরকার, পিপি, যেগুলো সম্বন্ধে খুব স্পেসিফিক আমার উল্লেখ ছিল, কিন্তু পরবর্তীকালে দেখা গেছে এগুলোই সমস্যা হয়ে দেখা দিয়েছে। কিন্তু তাও সে একই কথা, কোনো বিরোধের রাস্তায় চলতে চাইছি না, স্পষ্টভাবে বলতে চাইছি যুক্তরাষ্ট্রীয় কাঠামো ব্যবস্থায় কেন্দ্র সরকার তার নিজের সীমানা রেখে কাজ করুক, রাজ্য সরকার তার সীমানা রেখে কাজ করুক, কোথাও কোনো পার্থক্য নেই। কেবলমাত্র যোগাযোগের প্রশ্নে যে বিষয়টির এখানে আজকে উপস্থাপনা হলো, যে রাজ্য সরকারকে না জানিয়ে হঠাৎ করে দিল্লি থেকে কলকাতায় পৌঁছানো, এবং সেটা মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর সঙ্গে স্বরাষ্ট্রমন্ত্রীর কথা হবার আগে, এবং যেখানে যেখানে পারা যায় সেই জেলায় ছড়িয়ে দেওয়া, এটা কখনোই প্রত্যাশিতও ছিল না। আবার বলছি, পুরো ব্যবস্থাটার মধ্যে এটা দুধে চোনা পড়ে যাওয়ার মতো অবস্থা হয়েছে।
Derek.
Sudipda, thank you. We have said one question per person, so I should not take a second question because then that will become the norm. Now, Shogoto had a problem with his. By the way, Proshonjit Dasgupta, sorry to call your name, but please keep yourself on mute. You keep coming back. Thank you. Yeah.
But that question was so serious.
No, everything is serious. Now, Shogoto had a problem with his microphone, so I'm just reading out the question which he sent me subsequently on WhatsApp. If the MICT wants to visit the South Bengal districts like Kolkata, Howrah, and parts of Chobbish Pargana, which they call sensitive, would you allow them to access? Would such access be conditional? Well, firstly, you haven't informed. You haven't informed the state government. You are roaming around with BSF. Bengal is very clear. Anybody who wants to come to Bengal to help the people of Bengal, to alleviate the suffering and to improve further what we've already done is welcome. But it has to be done through a process. And if you don't follow that undue process, then you make things difficult for yourself. You land with your, if you want to do adventurous, what should I call it? If you want to do adventurous tourism without informing the state government, calling up a chief minister 3 hours after you've arrived and the chief secretary half an hour before, then that is not the spirit of federalism. I have then 3 or 4 questions on the same subject. I'll come to that and I'll call out your names. But the next one is Shobhadro. Shobhadro, if you can, I see you, Shobhadro. Yeah, Shobhadro is there. Looks like a white shirt, but Hindustan Times.
Yeah, my question.
Let me correct myself factually. It is not a shirt. It looks like a t-shirt. But anyway, yes.
Whatever it is. Thank you. My question to you is that many experts have said that West Bengal is the only state perhaps which is doing dangerously low level of testing. Not enough testing is being done in West Bengal. Your response. And can I ask a supplementary question?
No, Shobhadro, I'll take that question because that's a question which you have asked and a few more have asked, and let me address this question. The first one is, I have to answer your question by linking it to kits. When we asked for kits at the end of March, West Bengal only received 40 kits. Why did West Bengal receive 40 kits? Maybe because they felt West Bengal was not in the 5, 6, 7 states which needed more kits. But anyway, we received 40 kits. Second point, West Bengal have dutifully followed all the ICMR guidelines. The first guideline they said was you can only test symptomatic persons, those with cough, flu. So we followed those guidelines. Number 3, when they changed those revised guidelines, then again we started following those. Yesterday, that's my 4th point. Yesterday, the NICET director said that many of the kits which were coming to Bengal were faulty because they had 2 different vendors supplying them, and the kits which came from a second vendor were not giving conclusive results. It is not Bengal. So, if you've seen how these numbers are going up every day, and you will see that the testing numbers also will go up. So there was and the rapid testing kits which came in yesterday, we are giving you now every 12 hours or 14 hours, you are getting updates on the testing. Now, our next question is, NDTV. The 2 of you, I've got one. Monideepa, Sunil, we did whoever was, Sunil Prabhu, Monideepa, just 1 second, because I've got about 4 questions. Sunil will take you after this. I've got 4 questions on the same subject from India Today's Paulami Shah, from Monideepa, from Indian Express, Avantika, and from one more. 4 of you have asked me the same question. I'll answer this, and the next one Sudeep Da will do, about setting up an expert committee. Yes? Yeah. As I said, Trinamool Congress and its chairperson are used to taking questions and answers and having a discussion. There's nothing to hide. We can share all the information. Expert committee. Yes. Organizational structure. We were the first state to set up an organizational structure. We were the first states to do a lot of things, but to set up an organizational structure where on public policy, we had a global advisory board, which was set up by the chief minister. They were reporting into the chief minister. They are international global policy and economic experts. But global advisory board apart, there was a team of expert doctors, experienced doctors. And from that team, there was an expert committee. Yes, because if you look at committee, yes, because if you look at, there are different views on this, but in the 1970s, a famous American epidemiologist put the theory forward that comorbidity needs to be factored in at times of an epidemic. I think the gentleman's name who later got into some other controversies, but on this he has a lot of goodwill. Feinstein was his name. So comorbidity, if you look at the death certificates also, it's a new illness. There's a primary and there's a secondary. The decisions of the expert committee the decisions about death are done by expert doctors, not the chief minister. She's not qualified, or no chief minister is qualified, not the bureaucrats. So it's being signed off by an expert committee. Again, someone is jumping in. I can assure you, which people know, when it comes to best practices and when it comes to good governance, Bengal is the model which is being followed. And maybe, just maybe, I know I'm being maybe sarcastic, that some of these committees which are going to Kalimpong or are going to Jalpaiguri, maybe, just maybe, they're going to learn best practices from the government of Bengal. That's answers 4, 5. Sunil Prabhu, sorry I kept you waiting.
My question is very simple and straight. Yesterday at the Ministry of Home Affairs briefing, I specifically asked about what is the grounds on which the Home Ministry is sending them. They explained very categorically that they've doing it by invoking the National Disaster Management Act. And I'm reading that order, and it very clearly says they're being sent as a National Disaster Management Act. This is an act of Parliament. I agree with you partly that there is some infringement on federalism, but at this public health emergency, this fight between the state and the center, would West Bengal approach the Supreme Court in this matter to find clarifications? Because a very interesting thing in the order, Mr. Derek O'Brien, is that they're using what is it called, an observation to be read as a direction, which has never happened. Right. Even then, they've invoked the NDMA Act. Please, can you respond to this?
Yes, I will certainly respond, and I will respond in two parts to your question, because the first part to your question is addressed by my chief minister in her tweet yesterday. So I think this is important. So I read this tweet out. Please, the first, and I'll also address the Supreme Court, and the next question will go to Shudipda. This is Mamata Banerjee yesterday. We welcome all constructive support and suggestions, especially from the central government, in negating the COVID-19 crisis. However, the basis on which the center is proposing to deploy IMCT in select districts across India, including few in West Bengal, under the Disaster Management Act of 2005, is unclear. And she goes on to urge the Prime Minister and the Home Minister to share the criterion used for choosing these districts. Then she says something important, and I want to reiterate this. Until then, I'm afraid we would not be able to move ahead on this, as without valid reasons, this might not be consistent with the spirit of federalism. Your question on the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court observation was based on two things. One was on migrant workers, and the other was on fake news. So that is on very dodgy ground, but I am not here to pass a comment on what the West Bengal government strategy will be with the court. But I will share with you just now, which beefs up our argument about what we were saying in the beginning. I'm just reading off, and I just hope, yes, this is 11:46 a.m. today, PTI, Creed. It says 127 new COVID-19 cases in Gujarat. State tally jumps to 2066. But then that is Gujarat. Thank you.
No, but are you moving the Supreme
from
Court?
ENI?
No, are you moving the Supreme Court? Is the question.
As I said, if all the strategy of the Bengal government is discussed on Zoom, then Shudipta will answer the next question from ANI.
Hi, Derek. Thank you. My question is that on what basis the West Bengal government rejected IMCT team proposed by MHA?
Okay.
Has politics come in the way of a solution to bend the curve?
I answered that question, Shudipta.
No, it is very categorical. The last chapter of the letter which Chief Minister has replied or written to the Prime Minister, I will just go through last 3 lines. I am sure you will kindly agree that such unilateral action on the part of central government is not desirable at all, especially in the backdrop when both central and state governments are working together relentlessly round the clock to contain the COVID-19 crisis. So what I should rather mention here, any central government team is always welcome in the city of Kolkata. They can come, they can visit, they can interact with the state governments. But you will have to give some time to the government to be prepared for this. Reaching first in the city, and Chief Minister is coming to know after their arrival how it can happen. It is totally improper on the part of the central government, I believe. They could have come. They are always welcome, as our Chief Minister is saying. If the process is led in a very cordial manner, it can function very nicely and people will be benefited by this. The way it is being handled, it is a wrong handling on the part of the central government.
And what's about the testings? Number?
I have sent you the number already at my very first question, that 450, and from today it is going to be held 600 testing per day, and the kits which were sent, those were defective. And now NICET is saying that we are having 10,000 kits in our possession. So we believe from today or tomorrow the problems of the kits will not be there and the numbers will be increased.
Right. We're going to take the next question. Some of you are wanting to ask supplementary questions. You see, the All India Trinamool Congress is taking your questions. We will also take your supplementary questions. We'll take them as the day goes on. But let us at least get through a few more questions before we end this press interaction. So let's do somebody now from Bengal. Yeah, who's there? Kamalika Sengupto. Kamalika in green. Where is Kamalika? I can't find it. Yeah. Kamalika. Is that green? Okay. Yes, Kamalika. Bangla, unmute.
সহযোগিতা দেখা যাবে নাকি পলিটিক্সটাই সামনে আসবে এবং কাজটা হবে না? রাজ্য কেন্দ্র সহযোগিতা করে কি আমরা দেখবো যে করোনা ফাইট হচ্ছে? Because already a politics has come in because the center team has come since yesterday. This is the hot topic. So now what will we see? Will we see a united fight or we'll see politics?
Shudip Das.
সবসময়তেই বলছি যে একসঙ্গে কাজ হোক, হাতে হাত মিলিয়ে হোক, কাঁধে কাঁধ মিলিয়ে হোক। এবং গত কিছুদিন ধরে যে সময় অতিবাহিত হচ্ছে তাতে আমরা এটা প্রমাণ দিয়েছি। দিল্লির সরকারের প্রতিটি ঘোষণাকে আমরা ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গলের সরকার, যে কেন্দ্রীয় সরকারের স্বাস্থ্য মন্ত্রক যেভাবে নির্দেশাবলী পাঠাচ্ছে, নাইসেট যেভাবে নির্দেশাবলী দিচ্ছেন, সবকিছু হুবহু অনুসরণ করা হচ্ছে, কোথাও কোনো বিরোধ ছিল না। হঠাৎ করে যে ঘটনার সৃষ্টি হলো, এই মুহূর্তে এটার কোনো প্রয়োজন ছিল না। আমরা মনে করি যে এই পরিস্থিতির অবিলম্বে অবসান ঘটবে এবং এই মহাযুদ্ধে সারা পৃথিবীর সঙ্গে ভারতবর্ষ পায়ে পা মিলিয়ে চলবে এবং তাতে পশ্চিমবঙ্গ কখনো পিছিয়ে থাকবে না। কেন্দ্রীয় সরকারের সঙ্গে সহযোগিতার হাত তারা বাড়িয়ে দিচ্ছে, কেন্দ্রীয় সরকারও সমানভাবে তাদের সহযোগিতার হাত বাড়িয়ে দিক, এটাই প্রত্যাশিত।
I could, same vein, if I could just add to what my senior Sudip Bandyopadhyay said, I think let me be pretty blunt about this. Mamata Banerjee is an elected chief minister of Bengal. And I think this is where the basics of school civics has to come into play. She is an elected chief minister of Bengal. She is not one Twitter-happy governor of a state who is nominated, who the central government can use as their nominated proxy. Every time they're trying to dictate terms like this, every time they're trying to subvert federalism, every time where they're trying to fly people in on cargo flights without informing the state government, every time they do this, every time they declare districts which have actually improved and put them into non-safe zones, every time they show a bias in choosing these districts and looking away from other states from districts, they are insulting the people of Bengal. She didn't become chief minister of Bengal because someone from Delhi or Gujarat gave her a nomination. She became the chief minister of Bengal because the love, the affection, the credibility, and the development work she has done from 2011 and the people movement she has fought. This is Mamata Banerjee. What you see is what you get. And the people of Bengal, and of course, are we doing things 100%, 100 out of 100 in Bengal? Of course we are not. Of course we are not. Which state can do 100 out of 100 in Bengal? But have we done the right things? Have we done the right things on time? Have we been proactive? Have we been a first mover? Kerala have done a lot of good things. We may disagree with the politics of the party in Kerala, but Kerala have done a lot of good things. Bengal have been a lot of good things. But that does not mean we can start this kind of a campaign, which is absolutely anti-federal, that I added to. We'll take a question from North Bengal for balance. We have Proshanjit Dashgupta who had sent in a question. Proshanjit, Sudip Da will answer the question.
Derek, I have a question.
We'll come to you, Mo. We are in no hurry to go. We are here to answer your questions. We are here to do the press conference. Okay. Proshanjit Dashgupta. Yeah, okay. Proshanjit, I'm asking your question which you had WhatsApped us. Lockdown is not being properly implemented in some areas of North Bengal. Huge gatherings can be seen. What can the administration do to handle this? This is a question from Uttar Bengal, Proshanjit Dashgupta, Sudip Da.
উত্তরবঙ্গ নিয়ে যে রিপোর্ট আমাদের কাছে আসছে তাতে তো খুব পরিষ্কারভাবে বলা হচ্ছে কালিম্পং, যেখানে পরিস্থিতি একরকম হয়েছিল, গত প্রায় 3 সপ্তাহ ধরে সেখান থেকে একটাও করোনা কেস ডিটেক্টেড হয়নি। উত্তর বাংলা থেকে এমন কোনো সেন্সেশনাল খবর এখনো পর্যন্ত আমাদের কাছে এসে পৌঁছচ্ছে না যা দেখে আমরা বলতে পারি যে উত্তর বাংলার পরিস্থিতি নিয়ন্ত্রণের বাইরে চলে যাচ্ছে বা কিছু খারাপ হচ্ছে। সারা দেশেই আমরা প্রথম 10-এর মধ্যে নেই। মুখ্যমন্ত্রী সারা রাজ্য জুড়ে যেভাবে করোনা আক্রান্ত হওয়ার থেকে এই বাংলাকে মুক্ত করতে পেরেছে তার সুফল সারা রাজ্যের মতন উত্তর বাংলাও পাচ্ছে। আক্রান্তের সংখ্যা পারছে না, টেস্ট হতে পারছে না, এই যে অভিযোগের কথা বারবার ঘুরে ঘুরে আসছে, টেস্ট কিট যে স্ট্যান্ডার্ডাইজড হচ্ছিল না, এটা তো আজকে স্বীকৃত সত্যর মতন মানুষের সামনে উঠে এলো। এবং তার সাথে সাথে আজ থেকে 600 জন করে পার ডে টেস্ট হবে, এই কথাও তো আমরা আজকে জানতে পেরেছি। সুতরাং উত্তর বাংলার প্রতি আমাদের মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর যে আন্তরিক অনুভূতি প্রথম থেকেই বিরাজমান, তা আজও পর্যন্ত পুরোপুরিভাবে বহাল আছে। এবং উত্তরবঙ্গের মানুষের মঙ্গলার্থে, করোনাকে প্রতিরোধ করতে উত্তরবঙ্গের জেলাগুলিকে অযথা এর সঙ্গে যুক্ত করে কেন্দ্রীয় সরকারের প্রতিনিধি দল যারা সরাসরি জলপাইগুড়ি গিয়ে পৌঁছিয়েছেন, এটা কখনোই সঠিকভাবে তারা কাজ করেননি। আমরা মনে করি উত্তরবঙ্গ যথেষ্টভাবে নিরাপদ থাকছে এবং আগামী দিনেও থাকবে।
Yes, we go to lady who are Times of India. Please go ahead, Times of India.
Yeah, okay. I have a question which is basically asking you, since you've already answered a bit of what I wanted to ask you, which is like, are you saying this is beyond the center's jurisdiction? And but the second part of the question is, what is Trinamool Congress going, or the Bengal government going to do about it, the center's move? Apart from the fact that Mamata Ji has already written a letter to the Prime Minister reacting to this whole thing. But the second part of that question is that, do you think this will end up, this looks like a political move which could end up hurting the people of Bengal? That's an answer I want from both you and Shudipta.
Let Shudipta take that, please.
No, but I feel good sense will prevail. Good sense will prevail ultimately, and I hope that this thinking should not be a pious wishes only. What central government has the decision taken at the initial stage, they will restrain themselves in future, and they will take any such decision in case of sending central representations from government side to any state must consult or must intimate the concerned state governments in advance. Will settle a very comprehensive, structured, well-structured program, and will proceed accordingly. And state governments must extend full sort of cooperation if Government of India moves in such a manner.
Well, this is some record. We've almost done a press con. 1 second. We've almost done a. Get me back. We've almost done a press conference for 1 hour. So we've tried to bring all of you on board. If there's somebody still left out, we'll try and answer that. But I thought, no, in a serious way, you've asked all the questions we've tried to answer. But actually, I also had a question. And maybe you could ask.
Derek, I had another question.
1 minute. Please unmute yourself, madam. Thank you. Mute yourself. Please mute. Mahua, please mute. Yeah, okay, I'm going. So I have a question, in fact, which is a very serious question, but I don't know where we'll get this answer. Why not a single district from Gujarat? Why not a single district from Uttar Pradesh? Why not a single district from Tamil Nadu? These are the answers. These are the questions we need answers from. Nandita from Pratidin has WhatsApp saying that, has the Prime Minister replied to the Chief Minister's letter? When we started this press conference at 11:30, there was no such reply, which either Shudipda or I were privy to.
I have a question.
I heard a voice. I don't see.
Sir, Derek, my earlier question.
No, your earlier question was answered.
No, not all of it. I said that what is the TMC or the Bengal government going to do about it apart from Mamata having written a letter to the Prime Minister?
That is very clearly explained in a. That is very clearly. Please look into every word she's said in the tweet yesterday as to the plan of action. It's absolutely very, very clearly said. Absolutely clear that what is the attitude. Okay. Yes. There was a voice. Yeah. I think we are. So I had a question which I hope we get an answer to. So to reiterate what we said in the beginning, all the states together, keep me going, all the states together are fighting an all-out battle against Corona. But we are sad to note that the central government is fighting a battle against some states. We would urge the central government that this is the time to put the health emergency first. Nothing else matters. You can do all the politics you want, maybe when things improve after Diwali or in winter. But now, priority 1, 2, and 3, let us fight this health emergency. There are many more initiatives. This is not the time to tap ourselves on the back because there's still a long way to go. There is no room for complacency. Yes, our state has done very, very well. Our state has done very, very well. But there are still some people who are playing. This is not the time to indulge in creating WhatsApp forwards. We have restrained ourselves under the chairperson to say all this time. We didn't tell anybody that, if you had listened to us, I'm just getting breaking news on my phone. Morning was Rashtrapati Bhavan. Now there's breaking news saying Lok Sabha staff have got COVID. We didn't tell anybody that you didn't listen to us on the 5th of March when we wrote a letter in Parliament. You didn't listen to our Chief Minister on the 6th of March. And there were other leaders from another political parties who were also putting up the flag. You didn't listen to us throughout Parliament when we wanted to wash our hands and show you stop Parliament. You didn't listen to us when Shudip Da in Lok Sabha and I in Rajya Sabha both brought this up. You didn't listen to us and you called us, we said we were doing gimmicks when we were actually wearing masks. You called that gimmicks. That was very hurtful and dangerous if you had listened to us. But we are not saying that because this is not the time to do the politics. Let us focus, let us work on this together, and let us solve this because we'll win this together. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. We really appreciate.
Direct, I have a question.
This and with often. Try and do it more often. Very simple. The onus is now not on the West Bengal government. এখন সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্টকে বোঝাতে হবে বাংলায় ওই 7টা ডিস্ট্রিক্টে কেন টিম পাঠিয়েছে। আমাদের বোঝান, আমরা শুনবো, কারণ আপনার কোনো রিজন আছে, যেমন সুদীপদা বলছিল। The onus is now on the central government. What is the central government doing? We are wondering. We are saying, where is the Home Minister? Now we know where the Home Minister is. Is he trying to pull the strings from the back? Just because we're not seeing him on television. The Prime Minister is giving tweets after one MP from Bangla is putting up highly dangerous tweets and getting into an international, embarrassing India internationally. So please, Trinamool Congress can be very cooperative. Trinamool Congress can be completely together with you. But if you are going to do this, if you're going to go down to this low level of politics, please check.
আমাদের কাছে ব্যাখ্যা চাই কেন প্রতিনিধি দল এসেছিল, এটাই তুমি বলতে চাইছো, এবং সেটা অ্যাবসলিউটলি কারেক্ট যে কেন এসেছেন, উদ্দেশ্য কি, কি অনুসন্ধান করতে এসেছেন, সেইটা কেন্দ্রকে উচিত রাজ্যকে পরিষ্কারভাবে জানানো। তাহলেই পরিস্থিতিতে কোথাও কোনো অসুবিধার সৃষ্টি হতে পারে না। এই সামান্য বিষয়টুকু বুঝতে দিল্লির সময় লাগার কথা না, যদি এর মধ্যে কোনো অসৎ উদ্দেশ্য না থাকে।
Right, thank you.
मैडम ये तो जादू की छड़ी है